And move on now to the next presenting entity, and that entity is SPs International. I remember my conversations with Mr. Sebastian Paul. Of course, he is now deceased, and the vision, the dreams, and all of that for the organization. And so I am not surprised at all that the company has made a lot of strides in that department. Founded in January 1997, SPs International is a main supplier of natural refrigerants for home, commercial, and automotive air conditioning, as well as refrigerators, freezers, and coolers. SPs International, located on Melville Street and Springs in St. George. Ladies and gents, please welcome the next presenter, specifically Mr. O'Neill Peters.
Let me say a special good morning to everyone participating here today, and for, of course, those of you who are viewing virtually. I also want to give special greetings to the team who I'm sure is viewing right now at the office, particularly our CEO, Ms. Alicia Paul. Special thank you for this honor and this opportunity to make this presentation. I'm also happy to be among, these distinguished companies, and we see that they are presenting more on the AC units. And the SPs International, as you've heard, been in business, established since 1997. And we've come a long way in, making our stamp and playing our part in ensuring that we provide climate-friendly products in the form of refrigerants. And so my presentation here this morning will be about the refrigerants, and of course we are carrying through the theme Ozone for Life, 35 years of ozone layer protection, and our sub-theme here this morning that we are continuing to supply, being a retailer and of course being a major distributor. All right, so my objective here this morning is to highlight what we currently sell and to introduce our newest refrigerant to be made available by the end of September. Who we currently target, we have the consumer use, domestic refrigerators, and of course the automotive market. And of course we also supply to supermarkets in terms of who we target, the supermarkets, government buildings, offices, etc. So we want to highlight here today the R-134 refrigerant, and that's the 12-ounce can. Most of you would know of this particular refrigerant. It's been around for quite a long time. It's used in most vehicle AC systems. As a matter of fact, the R-134A refrigerant came into existence in the year 1994, and it's over 20 years now that this particular refrigerant is used in vehicles. The 12-ounce can meets the EPA's self-sealing valve requirements. You will see more of that in the next slide. And it can also be offered with UV dye for speedy, accurate leak detection. All right, so currently we stock the R-134 refrigerant with the self-sealing cap, and you can see the difference in the two. All right, it has a small opening with an internal valve that regulates the flow of refrigerant. Once the cap is pierced, the dispensing tap can be completely removed from the can without releasing any unused gas. Each individual can has the ability for multiple use, benefiting both technicians and the environment. And so we're happy to have this self-sealing cap available because we understand how important it is to protect the environment and not have unused gas being emitted. And of course, it really saves the technicians in that they can continue to reuse the refrigerant. And so we have other refrigerants available, and we want to focus our attention on the 30-pound cylinders. We have the R-134 30-pound cylinder. These are hydrocarbon blends, and they are used as alternatives to the high global warming potential refrigerants. They have extremely low global warming potential, and they are flammable in nature. The R-290 30-pound cylinder also is a hydrocarbon refrigerant blend with primary components including flammable substances such as propane and butane. In some cases, it may also contain small amounts of other hydrocarbons or a pine-scented odor. This refrigerant is also highly flammable, colorless, and is a colorless gas that is heavier than air. And some of the application for these particular refrigerants, we use them in light commercial AC units and, of course, in supermarkets and domestic homes and places like that. We use the 22A and the 134A 30-pound cylinder. We've also, were fortunate enough to have quite a few export to some of our neighboring islands like St. Vincent, Barbados, and also Dominica. So we want to highlight quickly here, we just have a few minutes, and so we want to highlight the next generation in a mobile AC refrigerant, and that's the R-1234yf. So it's dubbed the new standard refrigerant being adopted by automakers around the world. And we want to see this as the future, but it's already present, but of course, future in terms of global implementation. I want to highlight the fact that this particular gas has been adopted since 2013. The first vehicle to be manufactured in 2013 was the Cadillac XTS. All right, since then it was widely introduced in 2015. It has a global warming potential of 4 instead of 1,430 for the R-134A. So essentially, the R-1234yf is more economically friendly. And you can see some of the features here highlighted. Ultra low global warming potential. It also meets the EPA's self-sealing valve requirement, and it's also available in 8-ounce can and 10-pound cylinders. All right, and some of the application for this particular refrigerant, and if you notice, we focus heavily on the mobile air conditioning sector. And so the vehicle application, there are automakers already, vehicles on the market using the 1234yf refrigerant. And you see the Subaru Forester, we have the Range Rover Sport, Mitsubishi Mirage, the Hyundai, Infiniti, the Peugeot, the Kia Optima, Sorento, and we see a Mazda CX-5 here as well. Also, there are 2017 models that includes the 1234yf refrigerant, and it's not limited to the Ford F-150. We have the Ford Focus, Honda Civic, the CR-V, Jeep Wrangler, all models of the Land Rover, Subaru Legacy, the Outback, and the Toyota Tacoma. And of course, as a retailer, we want to ensure that the service tools are made available as well to complement the refrigerants. And so you can expect to have the service tools available at our stores. All right, we also just want to highlight the fact that we've been working along with the NOU for a lot of years. And so you've seen, our CEO receiving an award, I think that was back in 2015. 2014, 2015. And so we've been playing our part alongside the energy division to ensure that we have climate-friendly products available for all our citizens and stakeholders. Employee involvement, we've been part of these activities year after year. And so again, we're just happy, extremely happy to be a part of this celebration here today. So as we conclude, we just want to send a message, to send a clarion call for us to prepare for the future. Let's prepare for the R-1234yf. Very soon, the R-134A, as we know it, will be phased out by 2021. I think there are automakers in the U.S. will stop manufacturing vehicles by 2021. By 2025, all vehicles manufactured in the U.S. will be using the R-1234yf refrigerant. And so we want to extend again our heartfelt thanks to the ministry, and we want to encourage everyone to work together as we seek to preserve the environment. All right, as a lead local supplier, it is our corporate responsibility in safeguarding the environment through products that is designed to do such. Thank you.